You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to disrupt the pattern. And to do that, you're going to have to get a little more delusional.
I just had my daily phone call with God. He said, pay attention to your introductions. Now, the only reason why I'm telling you this is because I feel like it might apply to you. He said, pay attention to your introductions. Now, when he had told me this on the phone, I said, God, I really don't understand what you're talking about. Can you elaborate for me? He said, okay, let me put it to you this way. In this season of your life, I'm getting ready to introduce you to two types of people. I'm going to introduce you to your growth, and I'm going to introduce you to your potential. Now, this growth group is the group of people that's going to show you you're not there anymore. They're going to say things you used to say. They're going to do things you used to do, and they're going to act the way you used to act. But you know that you have grown because you're not going to revert back to your old ways. You're just not there anymore. Now, the reason that I need you to meet these people is because I need you to remember something very important. Even though life might not be moving as quickly as you would like it to, you are still making moves. You are growing up, you are evolving, you are getting better, and you are becoming the person I always knew you would be. But I also need to introduce you to your potential. These are the people who are going to show you who you can be. These are the people that's going to show you who you can become. They're going to be doing the things you want to do. They're going to be going to the places you want to see, and they're going to be living the life that you've been praying for me to give you. I need you to see what's possible for you in real time. And I need you to also see that you're getting closer. You're getting so close that you're standing in close proximity to your potential. Your potential is now your friend. Your potential is now in your community. Your potential is now in your village. Your potential is now in your phone. And your potential is going to open a door for you that I led them to. You're closer. Stay focused, stay hardworking, stay faithful, stay dedicated. Stay in communication. Pay attention to your introductions. I'm getting ready to use some of them.
God wants you to be so delusional that you look crazy to other people. God wants you so delusional that people assume you are doing magic. Oh my God, it's magic. That's a witch. True vision is seeing the gold when it still looks like dirt. So let's redefine delusion for a second, because delusion is just faith with no proof yet. We've been told that being delusional is dangerous. But when you live in a world that's programmed by logic, survival mode, and everybody's fear-mongered every single minute of the day, real vision is delusional until it is proven. Society is designed to keep you comfortable, obedient, and small. And anything outside of that is considered crazy. Imagine you're going to your comfortable, obedient job. That's a 9 to 5, and you're grateful, of course, but you're tired of that, and you want to actually live your dreams and do work that puts your heart on fire. Okay, well then just do it. What's stopping you? Oh, I need to make money. Well, you can make money anywhere. The pandemic taught us that. Oh, I don't know where to start. Start where you are. Oh, but I don't know anything. Good. Clean slate. Look some stuff up. I'm going to tell you what's stopping you. Fear is the tool that keeps us stuck. You are convinced that in order to get what you want, that it has to be outside of you. That someone has to give you a chance, that someone has to tell you what to do. But that's because we were conditioned to want that. Traditional school taught us how to be workers, but not thinkers. Do you remember all that homework we used to do and all that asking for permission to take a pee-pee? You know what? What have you learned in school, actually? Because if I'm being honest, I just remember regurgitating a lot of information after taking a test or a quiz and never remembering it again. We were rewarded for obedience, not vision. So let's really think about this. Capitalism, as we know it, is only about 250 years old. That means, for the majority of human existence, we weren't clocking in, we weren't chasing paychecks, and we're not basing our lives or worth on productivity. People were creating, trading, building, healing, gathering, and growing. Communities thrived off shared skill sets, craftsmanship, intuition, and purpose. There was no rigid structure where your value depended on how much money you made or whether you can survive 2 interviews and a background check. We weren't born to work. We were born to live, to evolve, to connect, to contribute meaningfully. But society told us our worth is tied to our work. It created a system where survival became the prize for obedience. And now we're taught to fear not having a job more than we fear not fulfilling our purpose on this earth. Listen, I am not anti-work. I'm anti-wage slavery. I'm anti your whole life must revolve around a paycheck. That still doesn't set you free. Before the paycheck, people weren't less fulfilled. They were often more present, more connected, more human. So maybe it's not delusion to want more. Maybe it's divine memory, remembering that you were never meant to settle for survival. I I remember being a little girl and having these vivid dreams of being a queen. I was like sitting on a throne in this elaborate castle, and people would bow to me, and I would bow back, and I would help them up. And things were peaceful, and it was always sunny, and everyone was having a great time, and everyone was smiling. I would dream that dream well into my teen years. I'm like, wow, I wonder when I'll stop having this dream. But anyway, delusion is what created every great invention, moment, and legacy. Someone had to believe the impossible before it became the norm. I went to a concert recently, and I saw a machine mixing drinks. Yes. There was no bartender. There was just a machine mixing some drinks. Have you ever seen some of those like specialty Coke product vending machines with the millions of flavors and the millions of buttons, and you can mix and match and all that stuff? Yeah, kind of like that, but with liquor. But before you get to the mixing drink robot, you have to create an account on your phone. And to set up the account, you have to set up Face ID to activate the account. And then when you go to the machine, your face is then scanned and your account pops up. At first I thought, oh my God, they are replacing people. Look at technology. But then I realized technology isn't replacing people. It's replacing the tasks we thought we had to do as labor. But human interaction is still needed to run these machines because there were people there to explain to us how it worked, and they handed us cups and they directed us on where to go next and blah, blah, blah. So the task of pouring drinks was gone, but the value of people wasn't. And that's when it hit me. We're entering a world where tasks will be replaced, but purpose never will. We've been taught to cling to these jobs like they're the only thing to keep us afloat, when in reality, most of us aren't attached to the purpose. We're attached to the paycheck. But what if you could design a life where you're not competing with a machine because you're doing work only you can do? Work that's built on your voice, your energy, your creativity, your divine assignment. This was my sign to go even harder on my path, because I realized it's not about being replaced. It's about being redirected. If machines are going to handle the repetitive stuff, then maybe it's time we stop settling for a repetitive life. Maybe it's time we start choosing alignment over fear. Technology is removing busy work, not purpose. A machine can never replace blessing and favor. And I get it. Choosing yourself is delusional in a world where we're told what to choose, because I'm sure you figured this out already. Most jobs aren't sacred. They'll teach you everything you need to know, and that's that. You'll do the job. If not, then they'll get somebody else. And if they can teach you, they can teach you. You can teach yourself. I remember being in college, going to class one day, and the teacher just put up a PowerPoint of what the textbook said to read the night before, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I read that last night and I understood it. You're not teaching me. You're aiding me. I can teach myself. The internet is the biggest classroom in the world. You're one free ebook, YouTube rabbit hole, or digital course away from changing your income, thus changing your entire life. You just need permission, thanks to our programming. And that permission starts from within. I used to think I had to choose being in film or dabbling into music. Like I had to be strictly an actor or strictly a writer. And I'm a creative. I'm a communicator. That's my gift. I realize that. So the rest is just medium. There's no rules that says, oh, you have to pick just one. And you don't even have to know how it's going to happen. You just need to trust who you are, who you're becoming, and who you've always been underneath the fear. Your vision isn't too big. It's just been placed in environments that's taught you to shrink, to settle, to second guess yourself. But that doesn't mean the vision was wrong. It means the room was. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to disrupt the pattern. And to do that, you're going to have to get a little more delusional. Not reckless, please hear me when I say that. But you got to start getting radically faithful, even when things don't go in your favor. Be audacious enough to believe in your future more than your fears, because that's the only way to escape the matrix and build a life that actually feels like yours. Not one you inherited through obedience, but one you created through passion and purpose. With that being said, eventually, you need full autonomy of your energy and time. It's a risky jump, but no risk, no reward. Calculated risks are bound to work. You just have to have patience, a plan, and a proven strategy. So before you quit your job and say, oh, every assassin told me to quit my job, blah, 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 try some new things during your 5 to 9. When you get home from work, set 1 hour aside to work on yourself. Be diligent, and having work ethic will get you success more faster than you think. So that's why I've linked the Royal Business Academy in the description below for you to check out. The Royal Business Academy is a place for people who want to build something of their own and not to clock in for a job and be controlled by someone else like a child. Whether you want to freelance for a company or you want to launch your own digital or physical business, the information is all there in the Royal Business Academy, but serious inquiries only, okay? This is for the ambitious, disciplined, and dedicated. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There is learning happening in the academy, okay? With over 60 courses, modules, and a community of real people to back you, RBA sets you up for infinite possibilities and support. With what took me years to research, RBA has all the information in one place. It's so good, okay? Again, link in the description to get started. And if you like this video and want to see more videos, you know what to do. If not, goodbye forever.
If God literally gives you permission to be delusional, why not do it? God literally says, speak those things that are not as though they were. It's called manifestation. God gave you the ultimate handbook on how to manifest things. Even evil people are manifesting things. Why ain't you doing it? Get up and go get your stuff. Be delusional a little bit. God said it's okay. Because I'm finna be famous soon. And I really need y'all to come to the top with me. We finna be famous, friends. I need you to come to the top with me.
Quantum physics proves that being delusional will help you create your dream reality. The observer effect says that the mere act of observing something changes its behavior. In the famous double slit experiment, particles behave differently when they are being watched, acting like waves when they are not being observed, and then acting like particles when they are being measured. What this means for you is that your attention collapses infinite potential outcomes into one reality. When you are being delusional and believing in a future version of reality that hasn't happened yet, you are observing a specific possibility long enough and with enough belief that it begins to solidify into form. Being delusional isn't irrational, it's selecting a reality and locking it in with your focus.